Hello again. Coming back with another analysis. Heading to the news, trading news top stories again. I've seen that today they have published the news about Pound USD. Let's check it out. Uh, okay, it is about dollar rally. So if that's the case, um, for sure that's not going to be a good news for this chart, the GBPUSD. As you can see, it has been tumbled all the way to 2% or nearly 250 pips. Okay, let's just dive into the chart directly. I can see that I'm in the daily chart. I can see that, yeah, uh, for me, it is maybe the news is, yeah, published today, but the content is for yesterday. I don't know. But anyhow, I can see a very big body of this candle. It is almost, yeah, 250 pips. So let's start analyzing this as usually. You know that I'm going to analyze this chart with technical analysis, but with via the price action method. So what I usually used to do is to start from the weekly. Yeah, of course, it is not going to help me to understand what is the current situation at the moment in the market, but I always think that having a good understanding of the history, it is going to be beneficial. So let's get started. Um, just to be aware, you don't want to zoom out this weekly chart this much, but I want to show you that in the history, we almost reached recently in 2022, we have reached the lowest actually price of this because of the uh, actually bad news regarding the British pound. Anyhow, we know that just wanted to zoom out that much to show you that, okay, this is to be continued. This is the, let's just clarify that's a this is the historical bottom of the currency pair. You know that this is going to be a very, very strong um, support. So let's just clarify that. But usually we don't want to all the way back when it comes to the weekly chart. Only the few last waves are enough to take a look at to just recognize some sort of Fibonacci levels or support or resistance important zone. We already have seen one. Um, I'm mostly interested in these two parts. Okay, I can see some impulsive wave uh, downtrend to this historical point, and of course with a big shadow here on the weekly chart, of course, I can see a reversal. So let's just grab this Fibonacci retracement tool and let's see where actually this correction is doing so far. So we can see that we are almost seeing some sort of a double top here. I will get back to that, but it seems that this correction, which is a correction of this downtrend impulsive, so it is a bearish correction, which that correction is itself is bullish. It is almost corrected the whole wave in 50%, which is a remarkable amount of correction. So let's get rid of this Fibonacci. I'm not really fan of making this the chart messy, but this is going to be another important level to me. I can see that it is going to be a very important resistance at the moment. It used to be uh, support prior to that. I can see if I zoom a little bit more, I can see also after the breakout, price also reacted to this zone as resistance. This is polarity principle. When a support just broke, it just get broken. it doesn't actually lose its validity. It is as valid as before, but now it is just changing behavior. So it used to be a support. Now it is a resistance. So you can see that how price is reacting to this level anytime it reaches. Um, okay, good. I think that that's enough when it comes to weekly chart. Let's before just jumping into the daily chart, let's also just take a look at this wave to get the better feeling of what just happened. I can see this is the first wave. We have we had some sort of a correction here. Along third wave to here, I can see almost the details of this wave. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my longest wave, third wave. This is the fourth wave and the final fifth wave. So that is my impulsive, which seems to be interesting to know. I would like to just take a look at this third wave as well. If we count it, the start from here, I can see it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but not the intermediate one. Let's change their color. And also it is a minor wave. So now you have a better view of those waves that, okay, that big third wave, this one, it is actually itself a very obvious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with that information, now I have more confident about what I'm doing here. So this is an extra information that you usually don't need to have or look at before just jumping into the daily chart, but this is something that I would like to take in account. So let's jump, as promised, to the daily view. Let's zoom out a little bit. I know here is the historical. Let's just close it to that because I just zoomed in. Yeah, I can now make them more accurate. I can see a double top as it used, I used to recognize. So this is the double top pattern, and it is a reversal pattern, but I will look at it later on. I can see that this zone that I just emphasized in the weekly, now I'm seeing more details. And here I can see also I used to have a double top in the same pattern in the same level. Let's just fix this arrow here. Also, I can draw another red one here, but that's enough. I can see another green one here. Okay, uh, we are cool, I guess. Um, let's take a look, zoom out a little bit if we are doing everything correctly with details. Now, this is my first wave. I cannot really recognize the fifth wave on that because it was some sort of a diagonal. Diagonal is also an impulsive wave, but the waves will interfere the territory of the previous one. So if it is, for example, 1, it is 2, and if it is 3, you can see the 4 will have been has been entered to the territory of the first wave, and usually this is not happening in a regular waves. According to Elliott's theory wave, you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth wave has not been entered to the territory on the first wave, and this is the final fifth wave. So this is how usually um, it is. So just just to be aware, let's get rid of one of these callouts. We made a double of those double tops. Um, anyhow, the part that we are interested in now, let's zoom in. This is the part. This we know that we had. Now we have a good confidence about this fifth wave. If you're interested, I can say that this is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a minor waves, the minor ones of this fifth wave. It is not really going to help us, but because I did it for the previous waves, I guess it is better to just clarify it here as well, just to be aware. Okay, we are good. The most important thing, however, is that after this, we know that we have this double top, but it is also the 50 percentage of feeble level. If you remember when we were on the weekly chart, we had that actually feeble level, that it is saying that this correction, which is the correction of this impulsive downtrend momentum, it is it is actually it's sitting the 15 percentage has been settled on this very strong resistance zone, weekly historical zone. So I know after that I'm going to get an ABC pattern, not 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the wrong tool, but and ABC. Let's change its color to my personal original uh, purple, and intermediate. This is also an intermediate, the continuation of that um, fifth wave, that impulsive wave. But you can see that this C wave actually had some sort of truncation. Truncations usually happen when in the final fifth wave of the impulsive waves, that the fifth wave cannot actually reach out to the or pass or break the, the destination of the third wave. So it is 1, 2, 3, and the fifth wave cannot actually pass the third wave. This is not the case here, neither on this intermediate one, but we are somehow seeing this because this is the B, this is a correction of this A, which this is the impulsive one. This is the correction. The next impulsive, it was not that much powerful. And it is actually saying something to me. We already have detected several indications that we are going to see a reversal here, because the correction seems to be done, the 15 percentage, that's the first one. It has been happened on the very important resistance zone, weekly zone. That's the second one. We are seeing a double top pattern that it is creating this. This is the third one. Let me bring up my MACD. We usually don't use indicators when we are analyzing the chart with the price action method, because as it says, it's a price action. We just look at the price and try to analyze it only with the action of that. But I usually want to utilize one of these oscillators, which my preferences is MACD, to just get the confirmation. I've already detected this reversal, but I'm also seeing a very nasty and strong divergence here on MACD. Let me just clarify it by adding a note here. It's a strong divergence. So this is my, well, okay, the 15 percentage, it was one, the historical resistance zone, the second one, double top, third one. I have a strong divergence, it's a fourth one. Let me show you another one. Let's just try to draw a thread line here. Um, Something like that. Uh, I guess for we can maybe also jump into the hourly chart, but it is cool enough. I can see that we already have some sort of breakout. This breakout is obvious. Also, price uh, after this breakout, it has not reached out or returned uh, to the previous trend. This has been broken and also retested this structure. So let me clarify this by adding some arrows here. So we already had some good points on this chart, but it has been broken at the moment. And also retested the structure. I can say that, okay, this is my breakout. Let's call it out with the call out tool. This is breakout. And here I have these retest, the 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 what can I say? I can say just a retest. I think it is enough. Uh, just don't make my charts crowded. Uh, so here I can see that it has been broken and retested. So I already had force indication. Now the breakout has been happening. The structure has been broken. This is the fifth one. And also retest and return from that retest is the sixth indication. And all of these combined hand to hand with each other, it is just saying something to me that, okay, please remove all these dirty stuff from the chart just with those six stuff, you know that this is the end of this ABC, and from that time, it is going to be a reversal. But anyhow, let's just utilize this double top pattern. I can now jump into the hourly. Let's get rid of this MACD. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. Um, let's see where we are. I think this is so we are zoomed in a lot. In this one, I can see that, okay, maybe I can draw a better trend line here. Let me see if I can. Yes, I guess this is the better one because I used to. Okay, let me show you exactly what was the problem. What was my problem with the previous thread line? This was the thread line. First of all, I can see that I have missed several higher lows, major higher lows in this trend line. And also I can see a huge gap between this and the trend line. These huge gaps and these kind of missing of these major lows when you're actually drawing a trend line on the for an uptrend, it is indicating that this is not a valid trend line. Let me just re remove, not completely remove, but just change its position to something like this. Now I guess I have a more valid trend line. Let's just do it a little bit, something like this. So I can say that now I have more points. As you can see, more places. I have more um, uh, levels that this price has been reacted to this trend line. So it is showing that it has a more validity and also not a huge gaps here. Yes, of course, we have a huge gap because it was a very sharp uptrend, but not missing a very major higher lows as I used to miss here. However, instead of just drawing that kind of breakout, now I'm seeing another breakout here, which makes more sense to me. And the retest of that, it is also more nice. Now I can just I brought up everything back to the chart, the trend line, the breakout point, the callouts, the resets, but now it is a better view. So this is my breakout. I have a better view of that because it is showing that these trend lines are also support and resistances. It used to be a support, but when the breakout just happened, now we can see it is behaving as the resistance. Again, polarity principle, but now on these on the trend line. So I can see it is broken and it has been retested and reverse and continue the momentum. Just wanted to show you these details when I actually jump into the hourly. We talked about this a lot. I think we are so close to um, going to our conclusion. I used to always have three sort of conclusions, or maybe one conclusion for three terms: short term, mid term, and long term. Let's just clean the stuffs up. I'm a fan of cleaning things up. I really hate messing up the chart. Here I want to focus more when I actually jump into this hourly chart. Let's okay expand this a little bit to have a more clear uh, theme of this double top. You can see that this double top almost is done. We already had one bottom here, and also another one just priced has been reached today. We are live. If I just go back to daily just for a moment, zoom in a little bit, you can see it is not an unknown level. It is well-known level. As you can see, we already had some kind of reversals and reactions to this level. I just want to quickly draw some of them for you here. So this is also a, an historical point. That one is not. We don't know about this one yet. But anyhow, this is what I wanted to reach out. The double top, and here we almost, after having that news, just about 250 beeps, pips that it has been dropped. Now we have reached this level, and yeah, we might see some sort of reaction. So for the short term, I would say we might have two possible scenarios. So it is going to be some sort of kind of reversal to create a double, triple top with on these. That's the scenario, and then coming back to the same level. But anyhow, regardless of if it is going to play around here or not, because yes, after this reversal, I can see some sort of a range market. It seems that it was not so motivated to move down, but suddenly, because of that news or change on a strong rally on USD, according to the news that I just showed you at the beginning of the stream, um, here it has been reached. But anyhow, the short term is that it might reverse or it might break this support zone and just drop down. If that's the case, we need to wait, of course, to see what it is going to be. We cannot predict, to be honest. The reason is that there is a very nice code that I'd like to share with you. Do not trade on critical zones, or do not decide. We are not. I'm not here to give signals. I'm just doing this for educational purposes. Please, generally, do not take what I'm sharing with you here for trading. um, I just want to say that when you are analyzing, do not decide, do not judge when you are on a critical zone, because this is something you don't know. Yes, we have a big rally here, but that emotion might be just changed and it's reversed back, or you might have that breaking out, but it might be a fake out and it reversed suddenly, and most of the traders will be trapped in this kind of fake out. They will say, oh, they will immediately say, ah, it just broke. It is going to continue the momentum. Let's sell this. But that's not the case. That might not be the case because it might be a fake out. It might immediately return as it very fast just broke that. It might just reverse with that speed as well. So let's keep these two options for us as a short term. This is something which I want to keep. But the double top pattern, the target of this pattern, when it is created, when the bottom side of this pattern just get broken, you know that according to the technical analysis rules, that it is going to be dropped or to be continued to the same amount from the bottom line and the top line of this. So I'm utilizing this curve to just showing this. So if it is in case of a breakout, it is going to be a drop to a level something like this. I don't want to really spend time on that one because it is going to get closer to signal. I don't want to do that. But it is just for the educational purposes. But if it is also a reversal and it is going to be a triple top at that weekly zone, so in that case, this also will be a drop again to the same level. So this is the one of the conclusions. So the short term, we give it an optional, but the midterm, it is that it is going to drop somewhere here. So that news, of course, it is valid because we're seeing exactly that it is what this described. But it seemed that uh, actually bearish momentum, it is going to be continued according to the six or seven reasons or indications that I showed to you. Um, but as a long term, if I go back to the weekly chart, if I just zoom out a little bit, I know that I had these, wow, let's clean up things a little bit. I really want to understand what is going on here. I cannot see anything at the moment. Let's get rid of these all these levels and things. Okay, yeah, this is not important. I'm mostly interested on this part. Now I can breathe. Yeah, I had this double top. Also, it is visible on my weekly. I know for several reasons the Fibonacci level, the resistance zone, and all these stuffs. It is going to be actually the reversal. And okay, it was an impulsive, and if we're going to have a reversal, probably it is going to be another impulsive wave to the downside. But and I can say that in the long term, yeah, we know that the short term it might goes up and then come back, but in the long term, what I'm actually seeing is that the price is coming back to this level, and it might be in the future, according to the long-term strategy or long-term conclusion. After this fifth wave, we probably going to have some sort of um, flat correction. You know that the flat correction after it reaches to the end of the impulsive, we have some sort of side wave corrections. That these side waves correction, one of them is flat, and it might be an ABC, something like that, um, in a bigger scale. So if I want to, I can change the color to something more reddish, and it is going to be the primary. I mean, it's going because I want just to clarify that previous ABC. Uh, Let me just grab the correct tool. This previous ABC, and let me return it back to my original purple color, and it is our intermediate. So this ABC is completely valid still, but this is part of the A wave because flats, yes, they are still ABC, these primary waves, but it is not like a zigzag. Zigzag, it is going to be something like uh, this. This is going to, oops, let me just clarify for you that it is going to be A, E, and C. This is zigzag as the um, corrective structure. It is also ABC, but this is 5-3-5. So this is 1-2-3-4-5, 1-2-3, or ABC, and 1-2-3-4-5. But that's not the case in flats. In flats, it is the ABC. It is 3-3-5. So it is still a valid three waves. So this C might be a three waves again, and then five waves to the top of these flat and that might be the case. So in the long term, yeah, I'm going to see, I'm going to expect that this is going to return to the bottom. In a very long term, very, very, very long term, maybe I need to come back, uh, I don't know, maybe 1 year or 2 years later, but it might be something to be continued, and it is so tough because we know that this zone is a historical bottom of the currency pair. Breaking out of this is so tough, but both scenarios are possible. So this is my long term. Just longest story short, the short term conclusion is that it is probably going to uh, have some kind of uh, another try to this level and then come back, or as a midterm it can continue coming back. So in both cases we are going to reach out to these levels somewhere here, but we are going to have some sort of corrections, or yeah, normal market responses and reactions. But in the long term, I'm saying that this is my conclusion to the bottom. But also I just wanted to clarify that both of them can be interpreted via the Elias wave theory as well, that it might be an impulsive, not a flat. So it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and continue to be the momentum to downside, but also it might be return and can be interpreted as flat with an ABC uh, pattern of that flat. Okay, I guess that's enough. Hope you like um, this analysis for GBPUSD. I have a Discord channel. If you have any question regarding this, I would be grateful if if you ask your question there. I will answer as soon as I get a chance. If you have some feedback or also questions, you can put the comments um, on YouTube, and also the chat is always open in Twitch, so you can also um, do some comments or ask questions if you want there. Anyhow, thank you for watching my stream. Until the next analysis, goodbye.